So the human thumb, it stands as an extraordinary product of evolution, offering unmatched strength, precision, and acceptability. Its distinctive design allows us to grasp tools, write, and carry out intricate tasks with ease. So imagine life without a thumb, and even a simple action like fastening shoelace, holding a pen, or even scrolling a smartphone would become frustratingly difficult. So, according to Global Burden Disease data, which published in 2019, India recorded the highest incidence of traumatic amputation, nearly 2.22 million cases that year, with the thumb the second most commonly amputated finger, and a replant success rate of around 67% in tertiary centers. So the etiology of traumatic amputation could be many, with the industrial accidents being the most common, seen in labor sectors, factories, mills, and construction. The other causes would be agricultural injuries, road traffic accidents presenting as handlebar injuries, crush or avulsion, or door crush injury, or cracker blast injuries. So the lister classified the thumb amputation into 4 parts, where type 1 is distal to IP joint, type 2 is from the neck of proximal phalanx to MCP joint, type 3 is through the MCP, and type 4 is through the CMC joint. The replantation, the first revascularization, was described by Kleinert in 1962, and in 1965, Komatsu and Tamai did the first thumb reimplantation. The question is, why replantation instead of other reconstructive methods? So as John Napier said in his writing, the hand without a thumb is at worst nothing but an animated fish slice, and at best a pair of forceps where points don't meet properly. The thumb contributes approximately 40 to 50% to overall hand function, and this importance cannot be overemphasized following traumatic damage. So the amputation of thumb at any level is one of the most important indication for replantation, and is also superior to any other form of reconstruction, both aesthetically and functionally, with less donor side morbidity. So we present a review on the last 20 years with patients coming to our institution with thumb amputation, a total of 35 cases, with the male around 28 patients. Thumb amputation with injury to other fingers or hand was seen in 11 of these cases. The level of amputation, the most common was through the proximal phalanx, which was 15. The most common cause was machine cut injuries. So vein graft was used in 4 of these cases, and PL and other EPL tendon was repaired in 10 of the patients. A successful replantation rate of about 77%. And the secondary procedure was done in 4 of these cases. To show some of our results, this is a middle-aged man with deep palmar laceration and multiple metacarpal fractures and total amputation at the level of proximal phalanx. So K-wiring of other fingers and revascularization of thumb was done. These are the on-table pictures. And this is the 6 months late post-op photos with the patient gaining full functional recovery. The other is an oblique amputation at the level of IP joint. These are the on-table images, and post-op images, and patient shows good functional recovery. These are some of the images. This is an old age man with complete tendon avulsion. So the tendon, the adequate length was kept, and thumb was replanted. So this is another example. This is an amputation at the level of proximal phalanx, and this one at the just distal to the IP joint. This is a more recent one, which was 6 months back, where patient had an amputation at the level of proximal phalanx. These are the late post-op images. This one was done in 2005. The patient had total amputation at the proximal phalanx, and patient gained full recovery later. This is a replantation done in a 1-year-old child. So the baby had complete amputation at the level of proximal phalanx with complete tendon avulsion. These are the on-table images, and this is the early post-op where the child is seen holding a pen, and this was the video where she is holding a pen and playing with it, with showing good functional recovery. And this is an 18-year-old follow-up sent by the patient itself. So to conclude, replantation should be attempted in unfavorable condition like crush amputation or with major comorbidity, so preserving its length and functionality. These were my references. Thank you.